this. Just kidding. I'm not Doug DeMiro. I don't have 4 million subscribers. I'm Mike Hamilton at Lithia Toyota Redding. Some of you seen me for a while. Been on YouTube for a year and a half. Been making videos up to right now something like 140 videos. So today's video, I've done a Tacoma. It's virtually been unchanged now since 2016. There's been a few creature comforts, some extra lights and things, but I want to go over Tacoma as all of its different trim packages and tell you the things I like about the vehicle and the things I dislike about this vehicle. All right, so let's go over the very first thing. Everybody cares about the powertrain in any truck they're going to buy, period. That's a very important thing for this truck and any other of the different brands, the Canyon, the Colorado, the Nissan Frontier, the Ford Ranger, any of those models. Everybody cares about the engine, the transmission that the vehicle carries. Toyota has two powertrains. So they have this one here, which is most of their vehicles, is a 3.5 liter V6, makes 270 horsepower, and is paired to a 6-speed transmission. Tried, tested, true. This engine is all over different models that Toyota builds and also in their Lexus brand too. Very, very reliable engine. A lot of people dislike this engine because it doesn't have the torque at a low range. You got to really rev this engine up to get its peak max foot-pounds out of it. Now, it's more efficient than the prior model generation since 2015. Before that had a 4.0 engine. Now that makes its max foot-pounds at a lower RPM, and a lot of people prefer that because it seems to accelerate and have much more lower end acceleration. I tend to agree with that. So going into the next generation of this, I would imagine that 3.5 liter V6 engine that's in the Tundra will find its way into this one here. Currently, you're looking at about 386 horsepower, and then you got 473 foot-pounds somewhere around there. And I think they'll dumb that down. I don't think you're going to see as much power out of that engine for when it gets into the into this Tacoma. I think that's a little bit too much power for this thing. So I think it'll get dumbed down a little bit, and you'll have a little less horsepower, a little less foot-pounds to be in line for this size of a vehicle. I do believe they're going to make that to a 10-speed transmission just like they are dealing with the Tundra. So I believe that will happen. So as you'll see on here, you get the Toyota's got these nightshade rims on it. If I bring the camera right into here, there's actually a plate that's like a metal cover over the rim. So what I believe is what I heard is if you scuff one of these rims, you can take the outer layer off and then replace that. I do like that. Not every one of the Tacomas has that. I mean, I think they make a good looking rim on most of their models. I think this is a really attractive one. The off-road models get a Kevlar reinforced sidewall tire. The Toyota follows this good neighbor policy or good neighbor law. They are not going to put an aggressive tread tire on that. When you come into also these Tacoma, especially on the off-road models, your TRD off-road premium and the Pro, you're going to find that they're going to have a better approach angle, a breakover and departure angle. It may not be the best in the business, but it's good. And they also have lift kits that are inexpensive for this vehicle. So if you're really going to get an off-road, there's like Tacoma's got tons and tons and tons and tons of off-road capability options in aftermarket stuff for everything under the sun. They just make great overland vehicles. So one of the things here just reminded me, so we have the one of the 4 cameras, a bird's eye camera system in this here, and then if we're in a TRD off-road premium model with advanced technology, we could have that bird's eye camera system plus the trail monitoring system. So I could have forward camera going and give me guidelines how, if I'm going up a steep trail off-roading, I don't have to have a spotter necessarily to see what I'm doing, because I can see through the camera system and I could kind of do some off-roading on my own One of the things I do like about this here is this has a strut assisted tailgate release. That's real nice. It would be nice to, like the Tundras are doing now, where a key fob release and a little elbow button that they're doing on some of the premium models. Definitely, that would be an A+ for this, but I would give this an A as it is. Composite bed, definitely 100% the best way to go on a bed, period. So Thunder's gone to this now. These things hardly, they never dent, and they hardly even get scratched. And they're sitting on this one here, and some of the other models we have 400 watt AC power, shore power in this here. A second plug would be a nice thing in the back seat, would be a nice feature, because they do that in other vehicles where you have a plug in the back seat. Tundra and 4Runners had a couple different places where you could get plugs. Okay, let's come into the back seat. Real world. Let's move my thing out of the way. This is where the seat has to be back for me to be comfortable. This is where it needs to sit. Now, anybody other than a little kid isn't going to fit here very well. Let's try me to get in here. Look at that. I would be sitting like this, which I could for a short trip, would be something I could do. But Toyota's offering a rear passenger nothing back here. Absolutely nothing. Now, they did cut this out, so my head is touching. So I still can fit with my head even in this most upright position here. So, but you know, somebody would have to move their seat forward if they were all the way back like this, because I'd be absolutely uncomfortable. They do give you rear passengers a couple cup holders. We have no center armrest here. Definitely they need to do that. Pockets, that's nice. They should have one on both sides. And they have no electronic ports at all. There's no USB-A, no USB-C, no power ports, anything like that at all. Not one thing is back in here. You have to go off the inside of the center console to bring power to the back seats. Definitely need to fix that 100%. All right, so coming into the inside of the vehicle, I like this steering wheel. I like the grip here. It's got a really nice grip. This is all hard plastic. I wish they had a soft touch. They did do a leather texturing on this dash to mimic like you have a leather thing, so it looks a little bit more upgraded. We have a digital driver's infotainment screen here that's going to give me a variety of different information on here. It's going to have the Toyota safety sense in there, your fuel range, trip stuff in there. You can get analog gauges. I would like to see the premium, the most top of the line, like what we're in right now, go to a full digital screen like we're going to see on the top of the line Tundra and top of the line new Sequoia coming out. 2020, this infotainment grew from a dinky little 6-inch to a nice 8-inch, and the definition got a little better. I would like to see that go to like 12 inches, and that would be something that would be a little better in this system. Also, it has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but it's plug-in style. Now with the new Tundra, the new Sequoia, you're going to get wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Definitely need to go to that. You have this is nice push button, your selector here. On the off-road models up here, we have rear diff locker and crawl control modes. Definitely that's an AA+ on that. Heated seats on here, so that's a nice feature. This Softex synthetic leather, maybe in a limited like this, maybe maybe they've come up with a higher trim than this, a platinum or a capstone too, and having a natural leather would be nice. I like that there's actual physical buttons here for your for audio, and then also touchscreen. And then the air controls are dual climate. I like that a lot. Power rear window slider button, parking sonar on this, blind spot monitors, Qi wireless charging pad. Definitely an A+ on that. I like the e-brake here, so definitely when you're off-roading, using that going down a hill. Getting a better steering wheel with the cruise controls and adaptive stuff all in the steering wheel like the newest cars have. We have a 400 watt power inverter is on this one too. Definitely like that a lot. Back in 2020 again, they put in the power driver's seat. I believe, other than the new Nissan Frontier, it's the most adjustable power driver's seat. They do not offer a power passenger front seat. That would be a nice thing to offer on the highest trim packages also. I would like to see that. And then also the adjustability of this tilt telescopic steering wheel is not very good. This is all I could go. It's got that might be like 1.5 inches. I don't know. It's not very much, not even 2 inches. So that would be definitely a feature that I would like to see changed and get better for, is doing that, having a little more adjustability. Definitely head height clearances for taller individuals might be an issue here, because I have the seat sitting all the way down. I am 6'2", which is taller but not terribly tall. So if you're talking about some people could be definitely 6'6", 6'8", to have the vehicle fit them properly. You know, a premium vehicle having a panoramic sunroof would be a nice feature, but a standard sunroof will do.